Well, welcome all to this webinar hosted by GCM Digital. My name is Kadis Bakali, and I will be facilitating this call with my wife Rudina. So we are excited actually about this opportunity to learn more innovative ideas that lead to gospel conversation. And you might not know, but as GCM Digital, we have started this monthly webinars where we are inviting some of the best practitioners from around the world to share their best online practices. So our hope is that these practices will serve as a source of inspiration for you all, hoping that you will take new initiatives and join in this large harvest online. So today we have invited some friends from Philippines to share about a strategy that is, I would say, very unique. We all have heard of using sports in the context of outreach in our own churches, but digital sports, how is that done? And so today our friends from the Philippines have actually mastered this strategy as they are connecting with a younger generation of people online. So in the first part of this webinar, we will hear from them. And then in the second part, we will take some time for questions and answers. So feel free to write your questions in the chat, and Rudina will collect them and make sure that they are addressed. But at the same time, after the presentation, feel free to open the mic and ask the question directly. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you our guest speakers. They are Jom and Ace from Philippines. Jom, or Jomari, as his full name is, he serves as the coordinator of GCM Digital for the whole region of CESA, actually, besides other local responsibilities. And Ace, in the other side, is a digital strategist for Crew Philippines. So yeah, he's waving there. And so thank you, John and Ace, for joining us and sharing with all of us what God is doing in your region. We are ready to hear from you, and I will spotlight you.
Okay. Thank you, KGs, and thank you also, Rodina. Good evening from the Philippines. So it's 10 o'clock p.m. here, and we're glad to meet. So let me share my screen first. Okay, wait. Do you see now my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so again, good evening from the Philippines, and it's our joy to share with you what God is doing here in our country or in our region, the CESA region to be specific. And together with Kuya Ace, of course, my brother, my coworker in the Lord here in the Philippines, and we will be talking about this unique way to gather people, especially how we can use this in our church, the esports. So, just to give you an introduction about myself, I grew up playing computer. That's actually my addiction when before coming to know the Lord. But when I came to know Christ, of course, the Lord changed me, but still the burden to reach out the gamers are still there. So then, when I applied as a missionary Campus Crusade for Christ in 2016, and when lockdown came in 2020, that the gamers have become a burden to me. So 2020, when our country, the Philippines, experienced lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, we all do experience lockdown for sure. And for 2 years, our team kept on exploring avenues for fellowship. How can we gather people even online? How can we create uh, a strong togetherness even online. So 2022, when our team tried esports, and it was a success. It was a success. And 2023, we did it again, as suggested by all those who joined the 2022 Esports Fest. And amazingly, Joshua, now applying as full-time missionary of Crew Philippines, was the first coordinator of our first ever Esports Fest. So in short, it wasn't me who coordinated the first ever Esports Fest that we did. I was just the coach and mentor when he coordinated it. And he said yes to it, even though he had no idea how to do it. So a disciple, a student then coordinated this wonderful event that we had. And it was a successful, and we've witnessed growth, camaraderie, and sense of togetherness among the believers. And by the way, this event was in collaboration of Crew GCM with a local church named Here's Life. So Crew partnered with us, this church, a church partner of GCM here in the Philippines, and we did it. We did it by God's grace. So, and we will be sharing to you how we did it. But the first question is, before going to the how-tos and Kuya is explaining to us the culture, the gaming culture, why venture this kind of ministry? Why do we need to do this? So that's the question. For us to be motivated to to venture this kind of ministry, I will give you 5 reasons why you need to venture this. Of course, first is because of mission. Game is also a mission field. Gamers are souls. Gamers are loved by God. Gamers have stories to tell. Gamers are people. So that's the first reason why we need to venture this kind of ministry, because they are loved by God. They are valued by God. And another reason is that relevance. I believe for sure you know this. Esport is already in our culture. Wherever you are, you can see young people playing a mobile game. And not just young people, but even people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they're playing. Okay? And e-game is not just about, later I will explain, e-game is not just about mobile game like Mobile Legend, League of Legends, uh or other games, but even like chess, Scrabble, if you know that board games, there are websites that can help you facilitate that game even online. So later I will introduce some websites. Another reason why we need to venture this kind of ministry is accessibility. You can play anytime, anywhere. Like this, just like this webinar. You're from other region. I'm here in the Philippines. We're gathering together by His grace. So why venture this kind of ministry? Because it's accessible. You can play anytime, anywhere, as long as you have a device. And for sure, in your country or even in your region, you can see people having phones and even laptops. Fourth reason is feasibility. Even non-gamer can do it. Even non-gamer can do it. You can do this. And later I will teach you how. And that's for sure. You can do this because as I mentioned a while ago, I wasn't the first one who coordinated our esports fest. I was just a coach and mentor. And I empowered this young person to do that. That man Joshua that I mentioned a while ago. And last but not the least is relationship. It builds sense of togetherness. You know what? Just to give you update, even I've mentioned that I was a computer gamer before, even before coming to know the Lord, and until now, our friendship, even until now, those friends of mine that I've been playing with during my high school days, we are close. We're still connected to one another. And all because we played together for a very long time. So these are the 5 reasons why you need to venture this kind of ministry. And for sure, you can add more to this. But these are the 5 reasons that I saw why we need to try this kind of ministry. And for us to understand the gaming culture, let me introduce my friend. When we coordinated this event, he's very in touch with us. He's there to coach us, to mentor us. And he's our coworker here in the Philippines, Ace Pendon, assigned in the digital strategies. Go Kuya Ace.
Hello, hello. Good evening from the Philippines. Let me just change my screen. And this is my gaming ID na. Yeah, but yeah. I'm also from the Philippines and I've been serving in digital strategies. Part of what I do is actually do gaming, reach out to gamers, part of the strategy. So let me share and help us understand today's gaming culture. All right. Let me just check everything. All right. Okay. As we talk about the gaming culture, we want to help you understand and see the gaming landscape, not just around the world, but also give you a glimpse of what's happening in the Philippines. So, 1 out of 3 people worldwide consider themselves as a video gamer. And I've talked to many missionaries, Christian leaders, pastors, and I asked them, "Have you played the one of the famous games around the world, Candy Crush?" I'm sure you're familiar with that game, even though you haven't played it. And I asked pastors, Christian leaders, "Have you played Candy Crush? Please raise your hand." And then I asked, "Have how many of you have reached above level 500?" And then many are still raising their hand, and then I told them it takes really so much time to reach level 500, and you're telling me you're not a gamer? You've spent so much time to reach levels above 500 in Candy Crush, and now you're telling me you're not a gamer? So that's also something to think about. Also, from the global perspective, there are more adult women gamers than teenage boy gamers. So, and speaking of Candy Crush, matching puzzle games like Candies, Jewels, etc. are the most played game on mobile. So shout out to my fellow Candy Crushers above level 500. Also, to give you a glimpse of what's happening in the Philippines in the gaming scene, um, let me share this with you. 90.8% of Filipino internet users age 16 to 64 played video games in their smartphone. So this is a very, very unique gaming culture as compared to other countries wherein many of them play using PlayStation, Xbox. But for the Philippines, many are mobile phone gamers. In the Philippines, in October 2022 statistics, we have spent $1.48 billion on video games alone for the Philippines alone. That's an October 2022 statistics. And the average time spent playing video games in our country daily is about almost near to 1.5 hour daily. And most of the gaming community, 24% of the gaming community in the Philippines are under 18. But the interesting thing is 36% of the gaming community are from 18 to 34 years old. 62% play arcade games, 55% play puzzle and action, and 54% play shooter games or shooting games. To give you a glimpse of what's the most popular game in the Philippines, one of the most popular games in the Philippines, we call it Mobile Legends. It's a mobile online battle arena with 5 players, randomly picked or teamed together, battle another team of 5 through a casual game or a ranked game. So even young teenagers and even older people, uh, I hear them play this game, even riding in the public transport. And because of the popularity of Mobile Legends, some of the people who play this have become they have gaming influencers. So the rise of esports and streamers and the success they have inspired younger generations, especially in the Philippines, to consider these as future careers. So for the Mobile Legends Global Championship, we're proud to say that the Philippines has been the defending champion for the past 2 years. Previously, it's from another team, but for the M5 World Championship, AP Bren has secured the top spot. But consider this. Parents, when you spend 20 minutes playing on computer, go wild. But parents, the look on parents when you spend 5 hours in front of your computer doing schoolwork. Interestingly, the first generation of video game players are now parents. Any one of you have played the Nintendo Game Boy? Not the colored one, but the thick brick one with green screen and black pixels? Any one of you know that one, that ancient piece of technology? And here are some also statistics to share that 70% of parents say video games have a positive influence in their child's life. Based on interviews of these first generation video game parents. 60% of parents play video games with their child at least once a week. And 55% of gamers point out that video games help connect with their friends. But at the same time, we recognize that there are also some dangers. But let me just go through some of the positive influences as well. Some of the gamers and even parents say that it has improved the cognitive skills, problem solving skills, and logic as compared to. So we know that there are puzzle games, and even I think tonight's webinar is sponsored by Candy Crush. It helps you to think, to strategize. At the same time, your connections and interactions are forged within community. And this is the interesting thing, that it can also teach how to win and lose in a healthy manner. However, yes, there are still dangers in gaming, but based on study, 9% of gamers are considered addicts. And video game abuse leads to insomnia, increased anxiety, and depression. And some games contribute to the fast growing gambling industry. So we recognize that there are also dangers. In the Philippines, we have two or colleges that offer Bachelor of Science in Entertainment and Multimedia Computing, with the focus on developing game development. And part of their curriculum is actually game development and design. Also, in the campuses, there are also esports clubs in these two uh, well-known universities in the Philippines. And the interesting is, if you see in the screen, the one with the recruiting, that's the esports team of Central Philippine University, a Christian university in the Philippines, where we have ministry presence in crew. Imagine a Christian university having an esports team. This is what helped me and even Jom and their team in terms of looking at gamers as a mission field, we can categorize them into three kinds of people: the casual gamer, the gamer streamer, and the pro esports player. So, what's different with the pro esports player? Imagine that they are like athletes playing in the NBA or the National League or of whatever sports. So, that's the equivalent of the pro esports player. And we also have done some gamers audience map to map out how many people are we reaching. So we're if they're unaware of Jesus, they're curious about Jesus, there are followers of Jesus, and there are guides. I just like to highlight some things. Like followers are what we call Christians, and guides are what we call like mentors, disciples. There are very few followers of Christ in the pro esports arena. And they are very few, and they're also misunderstood by the church. Imagine guides, people who disciple others. There are many casual gamers who are also guides or who disciple others, mentor others. There are a few gamer streamers who disciple others, but they are shunned by the church. And there is what we call the myth that the we haven't really seen a pro esports player that disciples others. There are stories or sightings, but they can never be pinpointed at a certain time. So just like what Jean-Marie said, these people are uh, people created by God with souls needing the Lord Jesus Christ. As I end my portion, let me just share with you these things to help you think. The gamers are might be one of the most atheistic segments in our society. It doesn't mean that they don't like they hate religion, they hate God, but they just don't consider things of God. But the thing is, the games that they play, it's sprinkled with themes of higher being, heroism, saving, restoration, redemption. There are some hidden Christians in the gaming world who are afraid. There are also hidden gamers who are Christians, and they don't reach the gaming community for Jesus. And this is the one of the most interesting things, something we can pray for. Gamers are seeking community but constantly feel judged both by the Christians and even the world. Not just the Christians and the church, but even the world. We look at gamers differently. They feel like there is no space for them. And many gamers feel that the command to love their neighbor excludes the gamers. So this is the just a portion of the gaming scene around the world and the Philippines. Let me bring back the talk to Jomari so that he can share what they did in terms of their ministry.
Wow. Thank you for that, Ace, for the mind-blowing information about the gaming culture. I hope that Ace has touched our heart so that we can reach these people for Christ and, of course, provide community for them. So the question is, now that we know why we need to venture this kind of ministry and the gaming culture, the question now is how? How can we do that? How can we duplicate what you did in the Philippines to our country? So I will tell you the secret. And interestingly, this is just easy because you'll see in my slide. So how to coordinate, how to plan for this. So first is you have to form a team. You need to tap right people. You need people who will go with you, who will help you on it. And for sure, in your country, you have at least one or two friends whom you can trust, whom you can share this burden. Why not let's try esports? Why not let's use e-games? for fellowship, and even to reach out to others. And you can start with small, 2 to 3 esports or e-games are a good start. You don't need to have 10 or 20 games. It's up to you. It's up to your capacity. And another, have a list of interested to join. Have a survey of their game preference and expertise. Form them into at least 2 teams. Of course, we want a battle. So you need to form at least 2 teams. In our case, we formed 3 teams. We surveyed what are your game preferences and what are your game expertise so that we can fairly divide the team, fairly divide those members. Because we don't want that this team is almost all pro in this particular game and this team is lacking. So that's it. So each game must have a game facilitator. Better tap a person who has enough knowledge of the game he or she will facilitate. Give him or her freedom to propose game instruction. So that's what we did. We tap this person, and this person will do a part of his job description is to make game instruction and to facilitate the game. So in short, there is this coordinating team, and under the coordinating team, there are game facilitators. And the game facilitators, I suggest, at least has enough knowledge of the game that he or she will be facilitating. Later, I will share stories with picture. Better to have alpha or opening program and omega or closing program, also known as awarding program. I will dig deeper into this later. Esport is not limited to mobile game apps like A said, the Mobile Legends. Try websites that offer online chess. For sure, some of you play chess and even Scrabble. Bible quiz, yeah, you can do that. TikTok singing contest, graphic design contest, etc. So you may take a screenshot of this for online Scrabble. Just go to rockword.com. For online chess, dchess.org. And for online quiz, you can use the kahoot.com. Okay. So, and if possible, this is very important, my friends. Live stream the game. This will help the event epic. What do you mean epic? Experiential, participative, image-driven, and connectedness. You know what? When we live stream our game, each game is being live streamed. The online chess is being live streamed. The online Scrabble is being live streamed. The Mobile Legends is being live streamed. People are watching, cheering for their teammates. So you are seeing sense of connectedness with one another. And that's what we want. We want epic, experiential, participative, image-driven, and connectedness. So live stream the game if possible. You can live stream it maybe via Facebook or YouTube or whatever platform it will be useful for you. And of course, funding. You have to allot money for the awards, admin costs, and program expenses. So, of course, you're coordinating an event, so it needs funding. So, John, can you just give us a big picture how you did it? Yes, of course. So, from left to right, this is how we did it. We have this alpha program or the opening program, and then omega program, the awarding program. And in between that, the games being live streamed. We have this Mobile Legend, online chess, online Scrabble, Mario Kart, and then TikTok dance contents, and then Bible quiz. So, and you can add more depending on your context. So to share with you how we did the Alpha program, of course, we worship the Lord. We shared our expectations. Then each team, since I mentioned a while ago, we formed 3 teams, and each team are performing. They they created their yell or cheering video. So that's their assignment before coming to our Alpha program. So that's the picture. We've gathered, I think, more or less 50 people in this esports event. So that's what had happened during the Alpha program. And after the Alpha program, uh, it's live stream time. Okay, is the individual game. And as I mentioned, each game must have a game facilitator. So look at this. This is what Kuya A said, the mobile game. So, and my friend, my dear friend Christian is facilitating the Mobile Legend. And he he made it live so that everyone can see it. Everyone can facilitate. As you can see, there are people chatting, sending message via Facebook Live, and people and their teammates are cheering for their group. And this is the one that I facilitated, the Mario Kart. So I was with all the players playing with them, and then I live streamed the game. But before live streaming the game, I gave the instruction, then that's it. So, and people are cheering. People are looking forward to see this in on Facebook. Of course, the chess, the online Scrabble, what I mean. So we also live stream this because we want to see sense of connectedness, sense of togetherness. That's what we want, to build relationship. And also the Bible quiz. So we use the kahoot.com. We thank the Lord for that wonderful platform. And the chess. So it's really possible to play chess even online. Even if you're in America and I'm here in the Philippines, even if you're in Africa and I'm here in the Philippines, and even if you're in Europe and I'm here in the Philippines, we can play chess together because of the platforms. And of course, after everything, after the all the games, then we have this awarding ceremony. We have this, we call it the Omega program. So there we awarded people, we gave our prizes, okay? We appreciated one another, we worship the Lord. And then we also heard about God's word. Someone preached about camaraderie. And then after this, they said, let's do this again next year. Let's do this again next year. Then it happened. It happened for the second time. So that's how you can level up your ministry. I hope and pray that you were able to get some insights, and we are willing. Yeah, we are willing to answer all your questions. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. So back to you, KGs and Rodina.
Thank you very much, John. So I will let Rodina, I know that she has already some questions prepared, but also for those of you who would like to ask questions, you either unmute yourself or write the question in the chat, and then Rodina will make sure that all will be answered. Okay, Rodina.
Yeah, so I want to thank both John and Ase. I'm having a hard time with pronouncing her name Ace correctly, so sorry. I apologize for that. But I want to highlight a few things from that captured my heart on your presentation. I really appreciate that you took us through the need to open our eyes with the statistics and the need. I was quite touched to see the statistics, but also seeing the story of redemption in your life, how God brought you from, you were a gamer and God brought you to faith, to him, but he used your story to redeem others. So that's very beautiful to start from, to remember who you were. Then we have the compassion for others who are not yet where we are with Jesus. And also, I was really touched by the greed that Ase, oh my goodness, I know I said it wrong, sorry. Like the shaming culture on gamers that hinders us to reach out to people, to those who are not like us. And I really appreciate that you went through that and you didn't just present it the how-to of the events, because sometimes we might share the strategy without the heart behind it or without the vision. So in that context, I really appreciate it. So there is a question on the chat from Katie's, but before we go to there, I would like to ask, how did you find the people? So John, you said that you did a survey and you invite them, but maybe I didn't catch it. How do you find the gamers or the people? Where did you put the survey?
Thank you. How did we find the people?
Yeah, the
Okay.
people who took part, but also
yeah.
the people that
We-
you
Yes.
recruited, if I say, as volunteer. How did you identify them?
Okay. Yeah, we partnered with a local church,
Mhm.
and that's actually one of our closest church partners. And their members invited even some non-Christians to attend.
Mhm.
Our esports. So the esports that we conducted have become somewhat evangelistic
Mhm.
because of that. And we survey them via Google Form. We just use that platform, Google Form.
And
So
where did you post the Google form? On Facebook? What platforms do you use to
yeah,
advertise it?
here in the Philippines, Facebook is the
On
most
Facebook.
commonly social media
Mhm.
platform that is being
Wonderful.
yeah.
So that is great. And also this leads to another question that I had, and you mentioned that they invited even non-believers. How did the non-believers feel when you shared, for example, when you had worship time or you shared from the word? How did they receive it?
Yeah, they just in our country, Filipinos are open, so they just receive it openly.
Mhm.
So and in fact, there's no issue that has arisen during our program, so they just receive it openly.
Yeah, I'm glad about that, because like the advice could be, if you have let's say a friendly audience or a friendly environment in your country where people are open or friendly
Yeah.
toward Christianity, still you just didn't do the event. Like you could do the gaming without including worship and the word, but you included those. So in that respect, I found it very interesting and bold that you went beyond just doing, let's say, a pre-evangelistic event and then share later on, but you were bold from the beginning. So maybe what I get from that is like, just try and be bold. Don't overthink that people might not receive it well and then go lightly about that. You mentioned that to plan on the funds, especially about the awards. And how much are we talking? Like, how much did you spend on awards, on prizes, if you remember?
Okay, how much? I think each member received, I guess, $8 each, because each team has 15 to 20, 15 members, 15 to 20 members. So $8 each.
Eight,
Yeah.
eight or 80?
Eight only.
Eight.
Okay, yeah, $8 each.
$8 each. Okay, good. So we are not talking about, because I thought maybe $1,000 or something like that, but it can be
Yeah.
on a friendly budget too. And I know that $8 can be not too much, like the currency different from country to country. So for some countries, $8 it might be a considerable amount. I don't want to dismiss that. Okay. And also for the Alpha and the Omega program,
Yeah.
did you meet over Zoom? It was not
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, so you met over Zoom, everyone on Zoom. Wonderful.
Zoom,
And
and it is being also live streamed.
live streaming, and I saw that
Oh,
the live streaming was done on Facebook, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, now I realize that I'm a gamer because I play puzzles. It's more for my memory. I play time to time
Yeah,
puzzle
you can
on my
try
phone.
Tetris Battle.
Yeah. But praise God, and Kadis can confirm, I don't know, I don't consider myself addictive, but I can open my own championship. I can invite other moms who play, or women, since women had a high percentage on playing games. But my question, and I lost the question that I had. Oh yeah, I don't know how to do live streaming. So, and for the live streaming, did you choose people who were experienced, former, or actual gamers?
That's a good question. They aren't professional live streamers. The game
Okay.
facilitators, part of their job description is to study how to do live stream their game. And it's just actually easy if Zoom and Facebook. In
Okay.
the website, they have instruction. Yeah.
Wonderful. And you and Asi, okay, this, I need your help with the name. Please help me again with your name.
Ace.
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 Sorry, Ace. Yeah. So you said that probably you'd love to train any one of us if we want to learn how to live stream or do this. Would you be available to help us, right?
Let's schedule the next webinar.
Okay, wonderful. Great. A training a boot camp, so that we all can learn how to do that. Okay, so now my question for your friend, and I don't see, Kadis, I don't see question on the questions and answers section. So if you see them, please help me, because I don't have any there. But my question is, what would be your advice? How can we help our churches to acknowledge or pull out the gamers that are there, since they probably, because of the shaming culture, they won't come up publicly? But how do we bring them out to give this vision to reach out, so we don't we utilize what they have, we utilize them in special forces to go where we might not go. I'm not a gamer to go to the gamers, but I need to, I would love to learn, how can I help the gamers in my church, the young generation or even older, to utilize their gift or their passion to reach out to others? So how can we do that?
Well, if this will be like a something inside the church, then maybe use the one of the mobile games or the games that anyone can play as part of the fellowship. So then from there, ask them, would you like to have these kinds of fellowship in the future? And then as you see people become more interested or involved, and then form that kind of fellowship into a vision casting event. Imagine if you know other friends who maybe not necessarily to the level of passion, but also maybe who like to play this kind of games and we like to play together. Maybe we can invite them or have time to get to know them. Make that environment inviting, but at the same time with purpose and with vision. To be honest, we'll be doing an in-person gathering this Saturday of the gamers in our city, in my city. So what we plan to do is what we did is we just sent out invitations on Facebook. Here's the registration form. We're looking for Christian gamers who want to use gaming as a platform for ministry. So far, we had 25 who signed up. And then from there, during the program, part of it is we invited a professional uh, esports player who is also a Christian to share his experiences on and how he used his platform uh, in terms of reaching others and building community. And then at the end, this will be a spoiler for those who will attend, is that um we'll challenge them to start identifying gamers in your circle, in your community, and use that as a platform to invite them. If you need training, talk to us. If you want to connect with other churches or Christian groups, then if you need help with that, we can help, or we can also connect you with others. So it is really like building a community with the vision in mind of using gaming as a platform for ministry.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. I'll go through the questions. So one participant is asking, are there opportunities for players to seek one-on-one counseling or advice related to faith matters? And is follow-up also done in esport?
I think yes. There are opportunities for players to seek one-on-one counseling and advice regarding faith, and follow-up is done. Actually, even doing the esports, follow-up is happening. Discipleship is happening even in the midst of the esports event. So because we did that 1 week, and every night different games are being live streamed. So yes, so that's the question. That's the answer.
Mhm. Yeah, thank
I'd,
you.
I'd
Yeah,
also
please.
like to add
Go.
to Jo Marie, for in that context of counseling in that level, we are I am personally connected with some friends in the counseling ministries. So I'm actually asking if they have encountered people who have gaming addiction. They said that they don't have any specific experiences, but with their training in counseling and in helping addiction, there are many similarities. So it's good that to find trusted professionals, counselors, Christian counselors within your network, so that in any case that someone needs help, you can quickly provide or refer them to those professionals.
Cool. What are some, and I asked also, what are the most expensive prices you've given out? It's from Jerry, this question.
Yeah. Prizes?
Mhm.
You mean the award?
Yeah, the award. So you said
Yeah.
you gave $8 per person for each team, as I
No.
understood earlier? No, okay, explain
We
it.
gave I think one team received uh $8 per member, the
Okay.
champion.
Mhm.
And then the first runner up maybe $5 each player. And the second runner up, I guess $3 each player. So it doesn't have to be expensive. You can be creative. You maybe if there are gift checks or yeah, gift checks you can give, you can also do that. If you may want to buy something tangible, then just send it via any courier available to your country. You can do it. But in our context in the Philippines, since it was a lockdown, so it's just good to give money where they can buy it for food or buy it anything they want.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So, yeah, because we thought, since you said a lot of money, again, we are thinking now, but everyone in their own context can adjust it. Great.
Yeah.
Do you keep, again from Jerry, do you keep it within your community that's near your location, or are you open up to worldwide about the esports, I think? Do you keep it within your community that's near your location, or are you open up to worldwide?
What we did in the sports only in our community, but my friend Ace is actually specializing reaching out the gamers. I don't know if he's open to the global community for that. I think through Pokemon Go. Because we play Pokemon.
Um, if you're starting out, you may want to start small. So maybe
Yeah.
within your community or your church or even your discipleship group or small group, then start from there. Because if you go global right away, you'll be overwhelmed.
Mm,
Yeah, thank you.
I agree.
And yeah, and AC has provided his email address because Laser has asked on the chat about how can we get in touch with you and for training and advice, and they have provided their email address. And Joe Mari, maybe you can also provide your contact information on the chat. One question from Exxon, and I'm very bad with names pronunciation, not in Albanian, because in Albanian, in my native language, we read as it is written. So please forgive me if I read any name, mispronounce any name. But the question is there a good and trusted site to search for statistics, esport in specific country, or just Google it? Oh, I usually go to We Are Social. Okay, so you already answered that. So for stats, go to We Are Social. And can you provide or they just have to Google it? AC.
I forgot how, but every year We Are Social releases reports, global report, and even per country report in the context of internet use, social media use. Sometimes there are gaming reports, sometimes there are not, but you can refer to the previous years with regards to gaming report. For 2022, they have a gaming report. I forgot if they have a report on gaming in 2023. And I think around February they will release the report for 2024. So it's something to take note of.
Thank you. Question from Cadis. Are there opportunities for players to seek one-on-one counseling or advice? It's related to the first. Oh, it's
No.
related to the first. So
That-
we already asked that question.
That was
So
not my question.
yeah, it's the same question. And Cadis, thank you for providing the link to We Are Social. Let me check again if we have another question on the.
KG says a question. What are some popular video games you suggest that promote teamwork and build community? So that's a good question. I don't know in your context, in your country, but one of the games I highly recommend that is easy to learn is the Mario Kart racing game against other players. It's so easy to learn. So it has one-on-one and three-on-three. So they can team up with others. So Mario Kart is one of the best options. And again, don't just be limited to any mobile game applications. You can try online quiz, general knowledge, or even Bible quiz. So and I already gave you the website kahoot.com. You can use that platform. So don't be limited to mobile application, game application. You can try. You can try even the games that you usually play face to face. You just have to be creative.
Thank you. It's very interesting because the idea of the esports, for example, I would not think about the contest, the dancing contest on TikTok. I would not think about that as a esport, or the Bible quiz. I would not think that as an esport. So perspective matters a lot because that will help us have a broad spectrum of ideas that we can try. It's not just playing chess or something else. Okay, another question is, how long do you, maybe how much time I would say, do you usually spend on doing esports ministry per day or per week?
In our context, we just did it week long
Mhm.
and every year. Every year, that's our goal.
Okay, great. And my last question is, which game, how can I say, had more interest? Where did you see more success in all the disciplines that you tried? Which one was the one that drew more success?
Mobile Legends,
Mobile
the one
Legends.
that Ace mentioned, because until now, those players that joined our esports are playing together until now. They have
Yeah.
group chats and they're still
Yes.
playing for fun.
Wow,
Yes. So
wow.
also to give context, you can research what is the most played video game in your country
In
and
your
then use
country.
that,
Yes.
because maybe Mobile Legends in your country does not exist or not many people play it, but uh capitalize or maximize the most played video game in your country.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
it
thank you
depends.
so much. Yeah, and if we have left only 3 minutes left, Katie. So if there is, I don't see any more questions in the chat or on the question and answer section, but I would really try to kind of bring again to the attention that the gamers, God loves the gamers, and we need to reach out to them. And also, some gamers, because of the shaming culture, they feel like love your neighbor as yourself. It is not for them. So let us this truth rest in our hearts, and so we can open our vision about other needs, about this community that it seems to me like we kind of probably there is a stigma on them, like with alcoholics or drug addicts, with any addiction. So to have the compassion and to cultivate this compassion and the heart for the lost, to reach to this community, which is increasing actually among the young generations. Back to you, Kadis.
Thank you very much, John and Ace, for sharing your experience with esports and also for all your innovative ways that you are constantly using to engage the lost with the gospel online. Thank you very much.